Let's face it, we've all wondered about at some point, why is it so darn hard to make money? I mean, we see the success stories, the rags to riches tales, the young entrepreneurs, and we think, hey, I want a piece of that pie. But then, reality hits. Bills, expenses, and perhaps not enough zeros at the end of that bank statement. So, why is it that making money seems easy for some and elusive for others? Why do we find ourselves often trapped in financial quicksand rather than scaling the mountain of wealth? It's not magic, and it's not just about working harder, there's a science and an art to it. Ever noticed how the job market feels oversaturated one moment and then starved for skills the next? Or how sometimes, despite putting in the hours, the promotions and raises seem to pass us by while others leap ahead? And here's the big one, inflation. It's like a stealthy cat burglar, snatching away the purchasing power of your hard-earned cash. One day, you can buy a whole cart of groceries for $50, and the next, you're squinting at the receipt wondering where it all went. Is there a secret to making money, or are we all just destined to face these hurdles? Well, it's a mix of economic principles, modern challenges, psychological traps, and a sprinkle of external factors that shape this complex journey. Does education play a role, or is it about the right opportunities? How does our mindset shape our financial destiny? Let's take a step back in time for a moment. We're not hopping in a time machine here, but it's essential to understand where we've been to grasp where we are now in terms of making money. Have you ever wondered how money even became a thing? Well, let's explore that. In the old days, before paper money and coins jingling in your pocket were the norm, we had a barter system. Imagine needing a loaf of bread and swapping a dozen eggs for it. Simple, right? Goods exchanged for goods. It was straightforward but had its limits. What if you had eggs but the baker didn't want them? Enter coins and eventually paper money. They were a game changer, a universal medium, making trade smoother. You could sell your eggs to someone for coins, and then give those coins to the baker for bread. But with the convenience came complication. No longer was value just about the tangible, the things you could hold in your hand. The value of money itself could change. Think about this, have you noticed how sometimes prices of everyday items like a loaf of bread or a gallon of gas can go up and down? Now, that's a simplified journey through time, but it underscores a fundamental shift. Earning became not just about trading goods, but about navigating a world where the value of money itself could be as stable as quicksand and as unpredictable as the weather. As we move forward, keep this in mind. Because understanding the roots of our financial system, how it's changed and adapted, is crucial in unlocking the mystery of why making money can often feel like trying to nail jelly to a wall. What can we learn from the past to make sense of the present? How do those early exchanges of goods compare to today's complex financial transactions? Moving right along, we're stepping into the world of fundamental economic principles. Now, don't let those big words scare you off, we're keeping this as simple and friendly as a chat over coffee. There's something called supply and demand. Imagine your favorite band announcing a concert in your city. Tickets go on sale, and everyone wants one. Because so many people are trying to buy them, the prices can shoot up, right? Now, if hardly anyone was interested, prices might drop to convince more folks to buy. That's supply and demand at work. It's like a seesaw balancing act that affects the prices of everything from concert tickets to the cost of a home. Opportunity cost is another cool concept. Ever had to decide between going out for dinner or staying in to save some bucks? That's it, you're weighing the benefits of two different choices. Every decision we make has a trade-off. If you choose one thing, you're potentially missing out on the benefits of another. It's a principle that's always in play, whether we're shopping, investing, or even deciding on a career path. And then there's this silent, almost invisible thing called inflation. It's like a ghost that quietly eats away at the value of money over time. Remember the story your grandparents told you about buying a soda for just a nickel? Now, it's a couple of bucks. That's inflation in action. It's the reason money doesn't stretch as far as it used to. How do these principles connect to the difficulty of making money? Is it just about understanding them, or is there more to it? How has the dance between supply and demand, opportunity cost, and inflation shaped our individual quests for financial freedom? Now that we have a grip on some of the basic economic principles, let's jump into the present and untangle some of the modern challenges that make making money feel like a puzzle. Ever felt that despite your best efforts, something invisible seems to be holding you back? Well, you're not alone, and it's not all in your head. In today's world, the job market is like a roller coaster. One minute, there's a boom with jobs available left and right. The next, it seems like positions are as scarce as water in a desert. It's because industries are changing faster than ever before. Jobs that were in high demand a few years ago are being replaced by new roles we hadn't even heard of a decade ago. Ever heard of a drone operator or a virtual reality designer back in the day? Exactly. Throw technology into the mix. Automation and artificial intelligence are not just buzzwords, they're game changers. Machines are doing tasks humans used to do, and they're doing them faster and sometimes even better. So where does that leave us? And here's another curveball: globalization. Now, it's not just the people in your city or country you're contending with. It's a global playground, and that means more competition. It makes the world more connected, but it also means the job market and business landscape are as competitive as a championship game. And during all this, debt and consumerism loom large. We're surrounded by temptations to spend, lured by the newest gadgets, the flashiest cars, the trendiest clothes. But at what cost? Is it just about resisting temptation, or is there a bigger play at hand? How do we work through these modern-day challenges? Can we turn them into opportunities? What tools and skills do we need in our arsenal to not just survive, but thrive? We've talked about the job market, technology, and globalization. But let's not forget about the mental and emotional side of money. The way we think and feel about money plays a huge role in how we earn, spend, and save it. For instance, have you ever found yourself impulsively buying something you didn't need, just because it was on sale or because it looked cool in the store? That's instant gratification at play. It's that rush of pleasure we get from acquiring something right here, right now, even if we might regret it later. Then there's the fear of missing out, or FOMO as the cool kids call it. It's that nagging worry that if you don't jump on a trend or grab an opportunity right now, you'll be left behind. Ever bought a stock because everyone was talking about it, or snagged that new phone just because it seemed like everyone else was getting it? And let's touch on social status. We often link our self-worth to our net worth, but should the size of our wallet really dictate our value? It's a slippery slope when we start measuring our success by comparing it to others. What's the impact of all these psychological factors on our financial freedom? Are our minds playing tricks on us, or can we train our brains to think differently about money? And how much control do we really have over our financial decisions in a world that's constantly trying to sway them? Okay, let's shift gears and consider factors outside of what is around us. What about those things that we have little influence over? We've discussed a lot about personal and societal issues. Take government policies, for example. Ever noticed how a change in tax laws or trade agreements can suddenly affect your personal finances or the job market? It's like an unexpected gust of wind that suddenly changes the direction of a sailboat. These policies can create new opportunities or challenges, almost overnight. Then there's the big, unpredictable events. Natural disasters, economic recessions, and even pandemics. These are the curveballs life throws our way, the unexpected disruptions that can flip our financial world upside down in an instant. It's like a peaceful walk in the park suddenly interrupted by a downpour. How do these external factors tie into the difficulty of making money? How much should we prepare for them, and is it even possible to be fully prepared? Can we turn these challenges into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks? Understanding these dynamics is like fitting together the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. It gives us a clearer picture of the landscape we're navigating, shedding light on the unseen forces that shape our financial journey. Are you curious about how to weather these storms and maybe, just maybe, find a rainbow during the rain? Let's now return the attention to us, the individuals attempting to make our way through this financial maze. We've discussed a variety of difficulties, but what about personal obstacles? The judgments we make and the unique characteristics of who we are play a significant part in this equation for creating money. Education and skills, for example. We live in a world that often equates a person's value with their academic achievements and skill set. Ever felt that pressure to get a degree, land a high-paying job, and climb that corporate ladder? But is that the only path to financial success? And what about the changing landscape of skills and occupations? Networking and opportunities are another big piece of the puzzle. It's often said it's not just what you know, but who you know. Have you ever wondered how some people always seem to stumble upon great opportunities while others are left in the dust? And do not forget the role of luck and timing. It's like catching the bus just in time or missing it by a second. Sometimes, despite having all the right qualifications and making all the right moves, timing and luck can throw us a curveball. How do we, as individuals, handle these personal factors? Is there a magic formula for matching our knowledge, abilities, networks, and even luck to generate income? And what degree of control do we have over these personal aspects? Hey, it's not all doom and gloom. After all, where there are challenges, there are also solutions. One key weapon in our toolbox is continuous learning and adaptability. The world's changing fast, and what's in demand today might not be tomorrow. But what if we made it a habit to keep learning, to stay curious? By adding new skills or brushing up on old ones, we can stay ahead of the curve. Ever considered taking an online course or attending workshops? It's all about embracing change and making it work in our favor. Then there's smart investments. Now, investing isn't just about stocks and bonds. It's also about where we put our time, energy, and resources. What if, instead of buying that fancy new gadget, we invested in a small side business or took a course? Making our money work for us, rather than the other way around, can be a game changer. And, of course, financial education. It's more than just knowing how to balance a checkbook. It's about understanding how money works, the ups and downs of the economy, and making informed decisions. Have you ever felt that if you just knew a bit more about finances, things would be so much easier? Remember, challenges are just one side of the story. With the right tools, mindset, and strategies, we can get out of this financial maze. If you found this information valuable, give me a thumbs up and share it with friends and family. Knowledge is power, and sharing is caring.